Okay, finally get back onto my drag bike here. Been a couple weeks at least, maybe 3 weeks where I worked on it. Too damn much interruptions going around here to work on my stuff. So we're gonna work on my day. My day off and work on my bike finally. Okay, last time I was over here, we stole the lift out from under here and had oil on it. So let's see if I can figure out where the oil is coming from. I'm guessing it's coming out of right there. So that's a pretty good idea. The seal's leaking because we got oil coming out of there. There's some oil on the hose under here too. That looks good. Let's see, looks like there's oil all through here too, which means this plate's leaking. Also, I'm pretty sure I wiped all this stuff down pretty good. Alright, so we have multiple oil leaks it looks like. Wonderful. I like having nice, easy stuff to work on around here. Alright, so I have to work on these two things here. So let's pull this plate off, re-goop it, figure out what's going on with that. The seal is going to keep leaking, so all I do is put a seal nut around that and see if that'll stop the damn thing from leaking for now. Got to get these leaks to stop for drag racing. They're not going to appreciate oil on the track, so got to at least stop them or slow them down. Okay, so where else I leave off? I got to see if the chain's going to clear this. I guess I should probably check that first thing. Find out if that's going to clear or not. Because if it doesn't clear, I got to play with this anyway, so might as well do it right now. Let's see what else is going on here. Looks like the motor leaks are all stopped. Yeah, I put the sprocket on there to stop that one. The oil pump fixes I did last time seem to be working. There's no leakage anymore out of that machined wrong pump. And down here is dry now too. So all this stuff quit leaking. Nothing back here. Alright, so the motor's sealed up good. Now it's just a matter of getting the tranny to quit puking its guts everywhere and we'll be fine. Alright, yeah, what fun. Keep forgetting what I'm doing. So many interruptions on my own stuff, I forget. Okay, I know we're going to do a clutch upgrade. I was at a dealer show a couple weeks ago and they had some fancy clutch plates available to put in here, which I have not gotten any yet. But I should be able to get, instead of running 6 plates in here, I should be able to get up to 7 or 8. I was hoping maybe I get 9, but oh well. The Barnett Scorpion plate kit, it uses 7 or 8 as I recall. So we're going to put that in initially, test it out for Fred, for the 49 pan. We're going to break it on my bike, see if it holds up. If it holds up, we'll put it in his bike, then I'll get something for me to play with. Alright, let's see what else we're dicking with. Let's see, I got the tire in here last time. It's a little bit tight on this side, but I don't know where the chain is yet. So once again, I get the chain on here to see if the chain will clear the tire. So chain's kind of important. Alright, so I'm going to go find me a chain to put on this thing. This is going to probably be a short chain, probably 102. So let me go find one. I'll be back. Alright, we're back. Alright, first problem is I can't find the nut for the here, so that means I sold it. So I only got more on order, but they won't be here for a couple days. So I'm not changing that out for now. We are going to check the chain though. I got my chain over here I'm going to use. I also brought the seals over to pull that off. I'm doing all that work. I'll probably pull the kicker off and put my cover on there that I like better. That one. Hate that other one. So we're going to use my Sabaki Omega chain. So these are not super strong motors, but they're pretty strong chain. I'm going to try them out. So this is a 102 link. See how they work out. These aren't sold here in the US anymore. I bought them out 2 or 3 years back, every one they had. I got a big stack of these things. These are a lot stronger than the other brands out there. So we'll see how they work. It's definitely stronger than the chain that was on here. It was pretty weak. but it held up. Okay, so this is a nice heavy duty O-ring, so not exactly what you want for racing because they stuck up a lot of drag. That's alright. I don't care about that. A little minor extra drag ain't gonna hurt me all that much. It's clearing the tire. That's a good sign. What I'm doing would be nice. It's not rubbing on the tire yet. Appears I got a little extra length. That must be because of the drag gearing. Yep. Okay. I don't know if I can shorten it up enough to get that in there. It's 2 links. Yeah. We'll try to move it all the way to the back to get more wheelbase and make it hook up better off the line. We're going to definitely be extended all the way though. All right. So first thing I do is see how far we can move this thing back. Up. Must be in mock-up stage. It wasn't tight yet. Like I didn't know I was going to back into this one before, right? Okay, so we need to find how far back we can go. So we're just going to yank the whole thing back and see if it'll go back enough to tighten the chain up. But first thing you do is get the chain to stay put. Means you got to put a master link in it. Kind of important. Now if this was a high horsepower, high torque bike, I'd put a Sabaki Sigma chain in it, but being a small little cubic inch motor, I'm going to test it out with a crappy chain. The low-end model. This one's only rated for 750 cc. The other one's rated for 1300 cc bikes. So. The only problem is Jap bikes and Harleys don't use the same ratings for what they require. Harleys put out as much torque as a big motor Jap bike, just not only no horsepower. Torque is usually what brake stuff, not the horsepower. Anyway, we'll test this one out. It should hold up pretty good. Like I said, it's a lot stronger than it's been on the bike. Alright, let's see what happens when we give this a yank. See if we get enough out of this thing. Okay. Looks like we can probably get what we need. Yep, there you go. Definitely all the way to the back though. Yep, perfect. I'm good with that. All the way to the back. Oh yeah, we got a lot of clearance on our chain. Okay, that means I can move the wheel back over a little bit. Okay, so that all looks okay. So before I put this together, oil leaks. Okay. All right, I suspect this thing's going to go gushing all over the place. pan. And my airline out. Okay. Everything's nice and loose. That's probably why it leaks. Over here you can see better. You can see me real nice. How about the bike? Okay, this is a little cover that goes on here. That's how you know it's an early transmission. Later trannies do not have these covers on them. Now you can put the O-ring main countershaft in here off the later bike and not need this cover, which is usually how I build these trannies. Obviously whoever built this tranny didn't update it. If they did, it's leaking through two things, the O-ring and this cover. And it's got a light shaft in it. Thick ass oil in it. Appears to be leaking. It's got molasses in there for oil. The gasket appears to be sticking pretty good on that side. Just this cover wasn't sticking very good. Probably because the cover's all beat to hell. That'd be a good reason for it to be leaking. I don't know if you can see it, but this is all beat uneven, not flat. Big low spot right through there with a channel to leak through. And that's why you would put that on the bottom so it would leak. You can see it from this side in the black. See how it's bent all up? Alright, so this cover's a piece of crap. That's the problem. So that needs to be worked over a little bit to make it not quite as big a piece of crap. Alright. So there's your reason why things leak. Now this is leaking because the thing's worn out. Like most 4-speeds. Parts are pretty loose. Seals don't work pretty good when they're loose. You can't keep up with the parts wobbling around. Alright, so there's that all cleaned up. Now I need to go take this over and beat the tar with a press, or press on it, beat on it with a hammer, your choice. Have to make this thing flatter. It ain't gonna work the way it is. Someone was too cheap to replace it. That would definitely be me. I'm definitely too cheap to replace it. I'll beat it with a hammer. I'll beat it into submission. That's how we do it around here. Appears somebody's conserving electricity again. There's no lights on in the building again. That happens a lot too around here. Okay, ooh, need a nice flat punch. That qualifies as that. Need some light in the building. Yep, there's some light in the building. Need a nice flat table to beat on, preferably not something like machinery like these things here, or drill press tables. Probably more like this down here. Nice steel, thick-ass steel bench. Table, whatever you want to call this damn thing. 1.5 inch plate. That's what you call material to beat on. Okay. Find a flat spot that ain't dicked up yet. Take your flat punch and beat on it a little bit. Kind of working around a sweeping pattern like this as you're beating on it. Okay, so that got that flattened out quite a bit. Probably have a lot better chance of that sealing now. Now you lay it on the table and push on it. See how it bends up a little bit. So now we flip it over on the edge here. Dimple it in a little bit. Makes it sit more flatter. See, right now we're trying to make the whole thing bend this way instead of bending this way, like this, doing the opposite. So if you hit it right along in here, what's on top of these edge surfaces here, it'll lightly bend it out a little bit. Key is lightly. Don't overdo this stuff. It does not want to get it all over there. So the other trick is to lay it on a piece of round something that sits on the outside edge and push in the middle. Something like this right here would work. There we go. Look at that. I got more control over it now. Okay, that coins it in. You can see how it's dished now a little bit. I'm going to come back and flatten it out all the way around the whole thing. Okay, that should get it pretty good. Appears to be flat now. When you push on a table, it's not moving up and down. Push on one side, it's not lifting on the other side like it was, see? That's pretty good now. We also got it beat in pretty flat. You look at it right through here, it's nice and flat now. This part over here, you see how it looks flat on that side too. Okay, so we save this piece. See, your hammer comes in handy for more than one thing. It's more than just beating your hand wet like this. It actually does important things. Okay, let me get this all cleaned up. We'll be back. Okay, I got the cover all straightened out here, so I got a few extra tools here. I got a seal puller, seal installer, a seal, some goop, seal spacer piece, a prick punch to go with the seal, and I'm using my normal tools I use around here, old coupler sleeve on machine I use for everything. Yeah, we've got multiple uses. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the seal out of here because I ain't got time to screw around, wait for this thing, let this thing together. So I'm ready to put the cover back on that, but I'm going to go ahead and pull this apart, pull out all this crap and see what's going on in here. So it's quicker just to fix the damn thing and be done with it and wait for parts to come in. Should work, should fix itself when you put new parts in it. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is put our cover on here, which is this piece. Put a little bit of my 3-bond sealer on there. Wipe this thing down again. The gasket wasn't a problem, case wasn't a problem, the problem's the cover, so Should be all I gotta do, just put some sealer on the cover after I straighten it and put the thing back on. Should be oil tight. So whoever worked on this thing the first time should have did that the first time. Yep, instead of dealing with years of leakage, which is all you do, you wind up wasting time. This is covered with oil, so it doesn't want to stick to it. A shocker. Smear it around a little bit. Eventually it might clean itself up. Again, same problem. Sealer don't want to stick to it because it's full of crap. Alright, no sticky. I think wiping it down would take the oil residue off, but it's not. Alright, get a little brake clean. A little bit of air. Yeah, we'll blow it into submission. How's that? If this works any better. Probably not. Alright, try it again. It's closer, you might be able to see something. Limited room around this place. Okay, let's try this again. A little bit on my finger. And it still is not wanting to really stick, but it's a lot better than it was. Don't worry about getting on the counter shaft, it's not going to hurt anything. Yeah, it looks like it's actually kind of sticking a little bit now. Protesting, but sticking. Alright. I'm going to goop up the cover a little bit. Put a fairly thick layer on here because this stuff is usually not very flat, as we already found out. Okay, let that set for a minute. Get a chance to clean all your fingers off and put your lid back on your sealer so it doesn't get hard. Tack off a little bit. Okay. I'm going to put the bad side up this time. Get all the screws in there before you start torquing it too much. Sometimes they don't always line up like they're supposed to. It's a genuine Harley part, so it usually fits. The aftermarket stuff usually doesn't, so that one didn't want to go quite in there yet, so it's on the tight side on one corner. Screws have a bigger slot width to them. Use the bigger screwdriver. When you're torquing these down, you got to remember these are little dinky ass screws. Don't get too carried away with them. That's enough. That's good. That's good. And that's good. Okay, hopefully that'll seal that sucker up so it won't leak no more. Clean the case off. If you see any more leaks on this part of the case, we know it didn't work. Okay, now I get this seal out of this damn thing. So the way we do that is we beat on it with a hammer. Block the view real good there. Okay, this is not a prick punch. This is a steel L. Usually L has a big handle on it, but they call this a super punch back in the day. Try to hit in the middle of the seal. Remember, there's stuff behind here that can get damaged, so try not to kill it too bad. Usually I do it 180 part on this side. Okay. Windshield driver with custom heavy weight. Okay, that just pulls out that side. Get this one started. So that pulls the whole seal out. Again, don't come out any further than that. Seal seems to be in there pretty stout. Yeah, that one's done. Okay, it didn't come out anywhere enough to do what I need, so I gotta do it again. Problem is this is gonna beat the seal back right back in again. So if you hit at an angle, it might not bend it back in. Looks like it didn't do it. So that's a plus. Of course, the hole's not very big. Bite on it. There we go. She's out. Took 3 holes to get it out. See, there's a lot of weight on it. You don't have to slang it as hard as you can. You got control of what you're doing. It's like a big hammer. It does more work than a small hammer. Okay, in there. Now, why is this thing leaking? Problem with this is so much goo on it. Can't get it out. Just the one with a lock in it? Yeah. This one has a little lock tab thing in there, which is correct for the year. But it makes it hard to do any kind of sealing because there's always going to be a leak right where this lock tab thing is. It's just a little stuck in here so it won't come out. Damn silicone shit in here. It's actually 3-bond sealer, actually, what that is. There it comes. Okay, this has a little dinky little lock tab right here. Okay, this is supposed to keep the seal race from rotating. It stays with the gear. The only thing is, if you got everything tightened up, it'll spin anyway, so you don't need this stupid lock tab. So Harley eliminated this stupid lock tab in '77 when they upgraded the training. But from 36 until then, they left that piece of crap in there. So whenever you put a super nut on here, it leaks right past that because it's not sealed. Duh. So there you go. Okay, now we gotta figure out how to get that thing out of there. It obviously does not want to come right now. So I'm gonna get my big pair of channel locks. See if I can grab a hold of it and get it out of there. Now these will tend to tear it up so you can't use it again. It's definitely got some tight spots on there. Damn. Yeah. It's not wanting to come. It's not out far enough. Oh, it is out far enough. We can get behind it. Yeah, there we go. We can get behind it. The bearings are coming out with it. That's not good. Get back in there. Keep bearings in training. Bearings belong in gearbox. Come on, get the last one back in there. There it goes. Oops, a couple more sticking out. There's a couple floating around loose in there. Okay, this thing out of here. Bingo. Now the only place this thing seals is right here on this lip, right here. Right on that inner edge. If there's any kind of a nick in there, it'll leak. This one looks like it's pretty good, but obviously it's leaking. We're going to upgrade it anyway. Okay, looks like there's a missing roller, or it fell out. There it is, it fell out. Thought I saw one bouncing around. Make sure you put all the rollers back in the hole where they belong. There's a reason why you got 44 rollers in there. You're supposed to have them in there. Okay. Now it does not have the seal on the inside. It's supposed to be in there either. There's supposed to be a cork seal that goes inside this case that this seal hits up against, which will seal the outside of the seal. Oh, there it is. Okay, it was in there. I'll try to pull that back off without losing it. I'm going to reuse that sucker. There we go. Okay, that goes right back in there. So that seals the outside of the seal, so it can't leak out on the outside. Because all the Harley mechanics put big things, big tools in here, pry them out, and it screws up the sealed up area, or the outside of the seal area. Okay, that will seal that. All right, now I got to scrape all this goo out of here, which is basically all this 3-bond sealer right here that I probably put in there trying to seal a leak up. It rarely ever works, as proven by the fact that it still leaks. See, well, it leaks past that little lip right there. That's the only thing that seals it. It goes right down these splines. Now Andrews, on their new gears, have a groove in here. They put an O-ring groove in here, put an O-ring in there. Kind of like an Evo has it. 5-speed bike. So, Andrews has upgraded. Now there are stupid spacers out there made with some different types of O-rings in there. Some work, some don't. Depends on where they put the O-ring. If they put the O-ring on the inside edge, it won't work. If they put it on the inside the seal spacer, it might work. But only if it seals right against that edge. The problem is when you put that in there, it weakens it, so when you tighten it up, it squeezes it and makes the seal not work again probably. So it's better to upgrade to a better gear, which Andrews makes. Baker has probably a similar design. They upgraded their stuff too, I'm sure. I'm sure Andrew isn't the only one that knows how to make parts. Okay, so I got that all cleaned out. I'm not really concerned about the oil residue because it doesn't really matter. Okay, now this seal here is a double housing one. See, it has a housing here and a housing over here. That puts a lot more pressure on the seal, keeps it good and tight. Some seals are single design, they don't have the double housing to them. And the other thing is you got the lips. See how it's got 2 lips on the seal? Some of the seals only have 1 lip. Once again, not the best design. You know, I got hundreds of these, I use them all the time. Been using these same ones for years and years and years. They work fairly well. Rarely is a seal a problem, it's usually something else. Okay, where's that new part? Okay, here is our new part. Okay, this is made for 77 to early 79. That would be called an upgrade part. Okay, so this here has no groove in it. So now when you put the sprocket against it, it feels solid against this. If it leaks past this, the sprocket hits against this, and the super nut might seal the oil in this thing. The super nut does not work if you have that early one that has the groove in it, because it just leaks past the groove. Doesn't help you. Okay, so I want to make sure this is no major defects in it. So you wipe it off. Yep, looks like it's decent. Alright, that's a plus. Now if you put sealer on this thing and it's jamming in there, those rollers in there don't like that. See all those little roller bearings right there? They don't like sealer jammed into them. They tend to not want to roll anymore when you do that crap. Guess what happens then? The bearings fail. It might hold oil, but the bearings won't be very happy about it. Okay, the next problem is the OD of this is sometimes does not fit inside of that seal in there, which I just got done putting back in there. So this will not fit inside of this thing sometimes. Like this time, see how it does not fit. So this does not work with this. So you have to take this out, or you got to machine this down to like a stock one where this will fit. Your choice. Guess which one I use? I machine the thing down so it works. Now if you got a good case, like mine looks like it's pretty good, you probably don't have to have this in there. So you got an option. You can either put it in or take it out. The way I look at it, these things leak quite a bit already. And we make it so it works correctly. You want to know what the difference in size is? See the difference in size? See how much bigger it is? That's the difference. Yes. I'm going to put that back in there for a dumbass. What a dumbass. Okay, so now, you see how much clearance we have on that? So we don't have to have quite that small. But we need to be smaller than what this one is. See, this one just doesn't fit on there. So you can knock off at least 30 thou, maybe 50 thou. At least, definitely probably 30. Okay, so I'm going to go clean these up, measure them, and we'll do some machining. Oh boy.